Hi, I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Toretko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Welcome back. We're here again, another day in the US Open. And we've got a live match on right this second where we've got the Bulgarian, sensation. Svetlana Pironkova is 1-set-all with Serena Williams. Quite incredible performance yet again from the Bulgarian.
I'm glad you're starting there, to be fair, Ben. I think this is probably the match to be talking about. Obviously, there's other matches we're going to get onto later on in the podcast. But we're coming to the end now of the US Open. This is the real make and break of it all. But anyway, let's talk about the Pironkova match. And it's been a pretty up and down match so far. I feel like even now we're going into the third set. Serena Williams is up a break, I believe. Yep. Is she still up the break?
Yeah, she's still up a break at the moment. And it's a very even affair, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's not like it's Serena's dominating at all. I feel like it is very close. And in fact, I thought Pironkova was a bit unlucky not to take the second set. She was looking quite good. But I don't know. Serena's going to come back to bite me big time. I've been writing her off for a while now. A lot of people in the media saying she's not going to go reach the top again. Serena's been there, done that. And I feel like she's on her way. She's declining. Even the matches that she's played so far the last few weeks, it doesn't look the same Serena. And not just that, like she's just been getting through them just about. She's not been winning convincingly in any match.
Yeah, but she's been showing signs though. And this is why I said never rule her out. When we were looking like last week and we were looking at the draw, thinking we weren't even talking about her really. And I said, be careful because she's always there or thereabouts. And she's been showing the real heart of a champion in the last couple of matches. She's been going to 3 sets and she's been going a set down. She had this set that she lost against Sakari where you thought Sakari might come back, showed a real heart in the final set. And she looks like she's struggling out on court, but she's pushing through it and fair play to her. She's actually, what is she, 39 at the moment? 38?
Yeah.
And still doing the damn thing.
Mate, the thing is, she's the queen of the comebacks as well, so you can never, ever write her off. Even one set down, you still thought Serena, that you never know. But I feel like, let's just talk about Pironkova for a moment. What a talent and what a star of this US Open she's been. Someone who's not played tennis for 3 years, just had a child, come back, and then just storming, not even at any tournament, a Grand Slam, the US Open. And the tennis she's been playing is actually really high-level tennis. And
it's unheard of, isn't it?
It's a shame because you get people on here, like I see a lot on Twitter saying, sort of dismissing her for like saying that she's winning in times when there's a lot of top players in the women's side not playing. Also saying how good's the women's side if you see someone not played for 3 years and coming back and already get into the quarterfinal. But I don't think it's really that fair. I think
the level she's playing at is really high, though. I don't think it's the fact that's what's so surprising. How has she come back at such a high level? And that's the testament to her to come back at that top level and probably higher than she was playing even before she went away, which is even more incredible. So,
well, it's weird how it happens, but just to give a quick shout out, we've got Jordan here watching the live show. First time he's been in one. He's always often commenting on our stuff. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
Indeed. Yeah, but she's obviously coming up a little bit short here against Serena. But before the match, you're looking at the bookies. They were ruling her out completely. 4-1 they were putting on her. And she took the first set 6-4. Was looking good in the second. Was a break up. And Serena's just pulling it back. She's obviously now 4-2 up in the third. Just have to see it. We'll keep you updated with that as it goes on and let you know our thoughts on that at the end.
Yeah, we've got the match up anyway. We're both trying to watch it while we're doing the stream, but we'll get back to it in a minute. I don't know if we want to talk about, I'm sure a lot of you are probably tuning in for the title, which is, it's about Busta, is it not, Ben?
Yeah, Carreno Busta went through in 5-set thriller again, another 5-setter. We got 5 sets one more time in the US Open, and this against Denis Shapovalov, who a lot of people were touting probably could have made the final, and he had a good record against other people in the draw, apart from Carreno Busta, who's now got a record of 4-1 against Denis Shapovalov. And I can see why. I'm watching the match. He was playing really good stuff, and he was mixing it up very well. He had a lot of very powerful, deep shots mixed up with some looping mid-court shots and keeping him guessing the whole time. And I think that was the key to beating Shapovalov. He likes to be able to hit through the ball all the time. He likes to really tonk it, as we all know. Yeah, he wasn't giving him the opportunity on that many occasions, apart from that fourth set. 6-love.
Wait, Ben, don't tell me you stayed up and watched it live.
No, I didn't stay up and watch it live.
I was going to say, it finished at like 6 a.m.
No, I woke up in the morning and then I put on the whole replay, and was just the standard of tennis was really high. And I don't understand why people giving Carreno Busta so much stick, saying that he's only a clay court player and what's he even doing?
Him, then. Who are you talking about? Nick Kyrgios.
Nick Kyrgios, yeah, like saying that he wouldn't even be in the top 50 if there wasn't any clay courts. But then again, you could roles reverse. You could say that he might not be anywhere near the top 50 if there wasn't any hard courts. But
yeah, but no. The thing what I'm annoyed about the whole thing is it's not even factually correct.
No,
Buster's done better on hard courts than he's ever done on clay. I think he's only won one tournament on clay courts. He's got to the semi-final of the US Open before.
Yeah, 2017.
2017. I think he's won a few other tournaments as well. And he seems to have a better career. Granted, I don't think there's much in it in terms of his win percentage. I think maybe marginally the clay court's slightly higher. However, you wouldn't even call him a clay court player. A lot of the other Spaniards on tour, you can say, oh, they're predominantly a clay court player. This guy, he's been proven to mix it up on both. And
this is a guy being criticised by somebody who's only made the quarterfinals of Australian Open and the third round of the US Open. This is a guy who's made the semi-finals twice now.
So it just seems a bit stupid. I think Kyrgios needs to listen. We both love Kyrgios. I don't want to dig him out like everyone else does. But there comes a time I feel like this is just a bit silly now. I understand all this criticism of say Djokovic and different things there with the Adria Tour. That was uncalled for. That was obvious. But it's starting now to look like he's just jumping on the bandwagon on any news, which kind of brings it back to about him. So the attention and eyes are always on him.
Yeah.
And it just sounds a bit silly and childish, to be honest. You can't say Buster's, he wouldn't be in the top 50 without the clay court. Mate, he's in the semi-final now, the US Open, so he looks stupid. And another person who looks equally stupid is Ben Rothenberg on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys do know him. He's a bit like Marmite. He divides opinion. There's a lot of people who don't like him.
Yeah.
But I feel like even him, he just sort of always trying to fuel up. It's like him. We see it with the British press, Ben.
Yeah,
you always see them like they're just trying to fuel up speculation about things and try and make things seem a lot worse than what they actually are. We see it with coronavirus all the time. They literally can't wait for a negative story, and it just strikes fear in people. And it's not always needed for sure. But yeah, that's my rant over with that. I think Nick needs to just calm down, mate, and focus on his tennis rather than all this talking about other people. Because Buster's in the semi-final of a Grand Slam, and he's a good, solid player for sure to be getting there. And you can't dismiss his achievement. However, that fifth set, I was as shocked as Shapovalov. I think he come out afterwards, and I know Buster required a medical timeout in the fourth after he'd just been bageled 6-0. And I think Shapovalov then already had his mind on the semi-final, being honest, because he thought, surely in the fifth set, this guy looks completely done. He must have some kind of injury. His body's not really operating like it was in the prior sets. I've got this now. This is mine for the taking. But then he'd come out and he really gave a proper match. And Shapovalov didn't have any answers, mate. He was still doing the same approach. He played the same way throughout the whole match, though, Shapovalov. That's one thing you got to give him credit to. In fact, that what he does is he goes for everything. He's someone he makes, I forget their number now. I don't know if you've got it there, Ben, on the stats. I don't know if you can click on that and see the stats. But Shapovalov's unforced errors. It was a crazy amount of unforced errors he hit.
I can find it out. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll put us on here for a thing. But he hit just an excessive amount of of unforced errors. Granted, you can say he also made a lot of winners as well.
this is really weird as well. The same amount of winners as unforced errors, 76, which is.
Have you got it up on the screen?
I'll have to share a
it's not
different
on
one.
that one.
Yeah, bear with me one sec. Yeah, it was 76 and 76. So just bear with me 1 second.
That's crazy. And then I also know that he hit 11 double faults as well.
Can you see this one? Yeah, pop that up.
Yeah, sure.
So if you see here, I'll try and zoom in on that a little bit for you. So yeah, unforced errors there. Winners and unforced errors, both 76. And the thing that was really crazy, I thought, actually, just looking down at that statistic, was his net play, Shapovalov, was really good in this match. And that was the one thing that I really noticed that he had really improved on in this game. And if you look at the game and the whole match as a complete whole, he actually won more points, more actual games than Carreno Busta. But that's not what wins.
Yeah, but I think that's a lot of, mate, that's because of the fourth set. He bageled.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean. 6 games. Without that set, it was level.
I think the stats tell a good story of this match. Shapovalov, as everyone knows, is an exciting player to watch. And he's exciting because he pulls off big shots all the time. He's always going for these winners, these big shots, which still will lead to a lot more unforced errors, mistakes, and problems. Yeah. So you can't have both. You can't have both ways. You can't hit 74 winners, or was it 76 winners?
Yeah, 76 and 76.
Yeah, you can't hit 76 winners and not expect quite a few double unforced errors as well. However, going forward, what I think he needs to do is play a bit more high percentage tennis. I don't think if he wants to progress as a player rather than just a showman and someone who gets to the latter stages of these big tournaments, what he needs to do is rein himself in a bit in the big moments and take shots when he needs to take them rather than always playing one brand of tennis. Granted, from a spectator, it's brilliant. I love watching it. It's incredible. I'm sure a lot of fans, a lot of people, even in our chat the last week, they've been saying El Chapo, we want him to win. He's so exciting to watch. And he definitely is. He's a showman on court for sure. But if he wants to actually win things and win titles, what he needs to do is play higher percentage tennis. And to do that, he needs to sort of rein it in and make these shots when he needs to, when at the right moments, pick and choose the time.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think somebody else who could benefit from that a lot would be Stefanos Tsitsipas as well. Similar sort of games, a lot of top spin, a lot of power. And they just seem to go for winners all the time. And when you come up against certain players, that's not the strategy. It doesn't work against certain people. Certain people will have more variety in their game. And they can... And there's a lot of good counter punchers out there. You come up against someone like Djokovic, he's not going to just be hit off the court by you. You need to have a plan B against these type of players who get everything back. You need to be able to maybe just make the rally, push them around the court in a different way. If you can't always be going for power all the time, because it makes you a little bit one-dimensional as well.
Well, you're predictable, aren't you, at times? And it's not just that; it's just not really sustainable for a full match, especially if it's going to 5 sets. Granted, he gave a good go of it, and especially in that 4th set, he looked on fire. So I don't want to be too critical of him. He's had a brilliant tournament. He's done well. I just think if he wants to make that next step and get more to semi-finals and finals, because at the end of the day, he's got the ability. He's got bundles of ability, probably more than most people on tour. He just needs to rein it in and play a bit more tactical and smart. And that's what I think about the whole thing.
Sure.
We'll get on to some of the comments. We've had Jordan. He's a bit gutted about Chapo going out. Me too. And Antonio, it's quite funny. We should have known better. Busta beat the world #1. Of course he would win.
Well, he did. He was beating him.
Did he really?
He was beating him at the time he went. Well, Djokovic is out now. I don't think he deserves any more airtime. So, and somebody else who's just unfortunately just gone out, Pironkova. Serena Williams served it out for 6-2 in the final set. So Serena Williams through to another Grand Slam semi-final there.
And she's coming for me, Serena. I know. I've said too many things on these podcasts how she's dusted and she's finished. And I'm not sure if we're ever going to see her at the top level again. But yet again, what's it? Another US Open semi-final.
Yeah, she just keeps on performing.
Well, we'll find it out soon who she'll be playing in that. But just a quick thing on Pironkova, really. Just what a tournament and what a story it's been. It's just been quite magical, really. And I'm just really proud of what she's been able to achieve. I think a lot of people in the tennis community share my views on it. And it's just remarkable, really, that she was able to play this high-level tennis after not playing for so long, having a child. I'm sure that's difficult in itself. All the stresses of doing that as well and sort of looking after it and everything. But then still to be playing a tournament at the US Open and competing at this level against the likes of Serena Williams, she comes so close to even winning that match at the end of the day. I think Serena was just too much. I saw in the second set, we just saw that Serena Williams, that fighting spirit. She was really hitting through some of the balls as well, and she looked good, to be fair.
Yeah,
and I want to also acknowledge the fact that Serena Williams has just had a child as well. So let's be fair play to her. She's come back. It was the battle of the mums, but she's come out on top as the super mum.
And I don't want to put too much emphasis on age and stuff like that, but Pironkova, 32 years old. Obviously, Serena is much older as well. And she's still, obviously, she's multiple-time Grand Slam champion. So you would expect her to be playing at a high level. But just the level of both of them is pretty much, well, to be applauded, I think. Just to be still playing at this level after giving birth and stuff like that. It's just really, really impressive to make that comeback. So we've obviously got her, and hopefully she's going to be up against, well, if my girl goes through in the next round, Victoria Azarenka, Elise Mertens, which is the next match, which Azarenka's been playing so well, and I've been so impressed by her. And that pick is looking pretty good at the moment, but Mertens is one of those ones which I didn't really want to come up against. Mertens looks really good. She looks like one of the dark horses on the competition. She's sneaking along the bottom. She knocked out Kenin in straight sets. And bit worried for Azarenka in this one, but I've always got faith. Azarenka, I just think she's just got this something extra, this tournament, which I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but she's literally just digging things out, and I don't know how she's doing it.
Mate, she's the informed girl.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just hoping she just keeps doing it. But we'll get onto that. Yeah, we'll give us a few selections in a little bit. Let's get on to the first game yesterday, which was the other quarterfinal, which was obviously Alex Zverev going through against Borna Coric. And very slow start again. This is his thing now, is it? Zverev starts off slow, sluggish, double faults, and loses the first set 6-1. And you think, is this just going to be it? Is he just going to slump out? And he's done the similar thing in some other matches though as well. But he comes back. He's coming back though. This is a good sign. He's even admitted he's not at the top of his game. At least he's being very vocal about it. I think that's always a positive thing from a player, to be honest. And he's saying, I'm not at the top of my game. I need to improve a lot of stuff. But he's still in the semi-finals. And he's still producing some very, very good tennis. And some of the tennis he played yesterday was top-notch. That's why
I think my view on the whole match really is a bit different. I thought it was a bit of a bore fest. I didn't enjoy the match at all. I thought Zverev Coric was boring. I thought the tennis level wasn't that good. I think Zverev picked it up marginally at times, but it was nothing wow. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't like a succession of brilliant shots or a really good holding of serve, or it was just nothing really inspirational. And to have that at a quarterfinal, I thought it was quite poor. And I think a lot of that, really, I don't want to dig Borna Coric out. Obviously, he's beaten Tsitsipas. He's been playing some good tennis in this tournament. I just felt like his race was run, really, in this match, and he just didn't offer much. He had the game, he was in full control of that match in the first set, and then he sort of just allowed Zverev to get in a very sort of lazy sort of way. And then after that, he just sort of just was there, just making excuses. He changed his T-shirt about 6 times, mate. It was getting a bit boring. And he was just, I don't know, it just wasn't an enjoyable match to me. I thought the tennis level wasn't very good. I was struggling to keep concentrated on watching it. And I love watching tennis, but for me, it was just a bit boring. And I think it's a good point, actually. We've had a comment come in. I'll put that on. Yeah. Somehow the tennis world does not give enough credit to Pablo. But I tell you, I knew he would beat Shapo, and here is more. He might probably beat Zverev too.
Definitely has a chance. If Zverev keeps starting slow, which you can't afford to do in the latter stages of Grand Slams as well. You could find yourself 2 sets down and then on the wrong end of a tie break in the third or something if you've finally just start getting it back together again.
Well, based off that last match, is what we're talking about, this Coric Zverev one, I genuinely, I kind of agree with this guy. I do think the fact that Busta has a really good chance because Zverev was not inspiring me that much. Whether that was the fact that Coric wasn't playing very good, he sort of read that situation, and all he was doing was just playing enough to be able to win that match.
Yeah.
It wasn't that exciting. Was it? Maybe the quality was just down with Coric, and he knew what was going on. Zverev, he felt that, and he just felt that he had to play at whatever percent he was playing at. I don't want to give maybe 50% or 60%.
Yeah.
And that was enough just to get through that tie. He sort of played it tactically. I don't know. It's hard to say. But for me, based off that performance, I think Busta has a really good chance against Zverev. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Busta in the final at all.
I just think that
a lot of people are writing him off as a quality player.
I just think that, this is no one's giving him a chance. And that's what's doing him the favour. He's no pressure on Busta Carreño. Or Carreno Busta, rather, to get through another round. All the odds are on Zverev's shoulders. He has to be the one to perform. Busta just has to turn up and just do his thing, and then he's not expected to win. So it's working well for him so far. I don't see why he couldn't do it again. And Zverev, we just don't know. Is he just holding something back? We've seen flashes of brilliance against Coric, where he actually does. He's hitting these amazing passing shots down the line. He's serving incredibly. Then you've got the double fault side. He's done 12 double faults again in a match, which is too many, really. And you saw gradually towards the end of the match, his unforced errors. I think he was doing I think he had like 13 in the first set, 12, and then in the last set, only 6. So he's getting better in the final set, but
it was unforced error because they wasn't really striking through the ball that well. It was just a bit of a boring game. It just
down the middle.
Game. And Frank's back in the chat again, watching again. How you doing, mate? Zverev Coric was unwatchable. He agreed.
I know. I don't disagree with him. I think it was one of these ones which I was getting tired of watching, and then had to keep flicking back on and just checking what was going on, and then rewinding a bit just to see what I'd missed. And then it wasn't really that much. I was seeing flashes of the odd point here and there, which was good, but it wasn't like a thriller. I don't think anyone's going to be talking about Zverev Coric for years to come. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we got it there. Zverev won the 2 tie breaks. Makes it look quite close, really, looking at the scores like that. But I feel like it was all Coric to start off with, and then Zverev was just always in control. Just didn't really raise his level, just plodded through it and ended up winning.
Probably lucky that Zverev won that tie break. Otherwise, we might have to have put up with another 5 sets of this rather than just the 4. So, Zverev is through. He plays...
quickly, before we go on to that, Jordan makes a good point, actually. Zverev seems to be much stronger mentally after losing the first set 6-1 and going down the break in the second. He surprised me by fighting his way back into it.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And I think that that's what he is showing. He is definitely showing...
He's not really showed that in the past much, has he?
I mean, he showed us... He's dropped sets, like obviously against Nakashima. He was looking quite poor against him, really. But his serve was getting him out of trouble quite a lot. And I think it still is a little bit. He served, I'm not sure exactly how many aces, but he still served a high number of aces in this match. And that is always the thing. If that stops going, like that first serve, he's in trouble. And that's my personal opinion. I don't think he has a chance against Carreno Busta if that first serve is misfiring.
Yeah, no, I agree. But anyway, let's get on to the other match, the big match today, the all Russian affair. We've got Medvedev and Rublev. We've got a lot of love in the chat for Rublev. People wanting Rublev to win.
A lot of people I've seen online. A lot of big fans of Rublev out there, and a lot of people want him to see him topple his countryman there, Medvedev. Yeah. So this should be such an epic match, I think.
I think it's just starting now.
Fantastic.
Joel says it's on now, which is good. So yeah, we'll stick that one on now. I'll let you watch it. I can't really be bothered to get my phone all set up.
I need to get Amazon, mate.
Yeah, I know.
That's where it's all on. Yeah, but anyway, that one's going to be... I heard Rublev talking about them in training and all this sort of type of thing. He just said it's just absolutely crazy when these two get together in training and start battering balls back and forth. And he says the rallies are so intense even in training. So I just can't wait. This is just going to be one of those matches that hopefully will live up to the billing, not like a Zverev Coric. Hopefully we're going to get this is going to be a proper fight. We're going to be talking like Anthony Joshua Klitschko. We're going to be talking Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. That type of epic proportions in this matchup. We don't want any of these terrible...
I don't know, Ben. I don't want to... I think the level's going to be high-level tennis, but I think Medvedev is going to win. I don't want to say comfortably, but I think he's going to pick him off. His style of play just sort of works well against, say, a Rublev, someone who's very aggressive. Medvedev, as we've seen before, we've seen recently, even in Cincinnati, the way he played there. Granted, he lost. He didn't do as well as we had anticipated. But his style of play, this whole tournament really, is very much he frustrates the opposition. He gets a lot of stuff back, hits the ball very flat. He's a very tricky player to play against, and he can turn it up when he needs to. He's got the tactical nous, which other players on the tour have been missing. It's something which he's very smart upstairs for sure. And I think that's going to be enough to beat Rublev in this situation.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't want to say 3-0, but I think Medvedev will get it. I think maybe Rublev, I don't know, he could take the first set. He could come out the blocks really fast and catch Medvedev off guard. But I think over 5 sets, I think it's going to be really tricky for Rublev to play that attacking game at the highest level. And Medvedev, his style of game, will be able to do much better, I think.
I sort of agree with you in a way, and it's sad because obviously I said Medvedev I thought was going to be my pick for it a couple of rounds back, just because of how well he's been playing, not dropping any sets, and he's just looking so strong. Obviously, his matches against Andrei Rublev in the past, he's played him twice, he's beaten him twice, and once was both were in 2019.
Okay.
And one was at the Cincinnati Masters, beat him 2-0, 6-2, 6-3. And then in St. Petersburg, he beat him 6-4, 7-5. And this was when Rublev first time was ranked 70, next time ranked number 38. So now he's ranked, I think is he top 15 now, Rublev, I believe. So
I think maybe higher.
You never know. He might be able to get a set off him this time, but I don't see him getting any more than 1 set, to be honest. I see it Medvedev in 3 or Medvedev in 4 if Rublev manages to just nick 1 set there. It could happen, but prove me wrong, Rublev. Prove me wrong. Let's see a big 5 set. It's the US Open of 5-set matches. Let's see another one. I would love to see it.
Yeah, before we get on to that last match, let's go through some of the comments. Joe was asking, hopefully the ITV have the French Open. Hopefully they do. Usually it's on ITV4.
Yeah, normally.
We'll see. Frank loves Medvedev as well, but Rublev's spirit more.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And we're getting onto this one in a bit, but who would win, Thiem or Medvedev?
Well, this is the matchup which I think everybody is sort of salivating, watching, looking at that draw, and you're thinking, are we going to get the one that we expect? Which for me would be the final that I would want, because obviously we've not got Djokovic anymore. I would want Team Medvedev as the final. That would be the one that really, those styles are so interesting to watch. Medvedev and his retrieval and his speed and his crazy serving where he's powering down 125 mile an hour second serves randomly. The octopus at the net, and he just everywhere.
He's not that popular in the comments, Ben. They're saying he's a bit boring.
Yeah, but what this is like saying, how'd you get it? Boring? How though? Because people might say Djokovic is boring because he just gets everything back, but he's so hard to beat. Is it? But team style is exciting. But styles make matches. I'm not
sure if it's boring. I don't think it's personally boring either. I think it's just a different style of play to what like an attacking player would be. But Medvedev can turn that on as well. I think he's a real champion. And
I like his personality. I think it's just he's great for the sport, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jordan, he said, it's a good analysis of it. I'm personally a Medvedev fan, solid player, mentally strong and improving all the time. Was unlucky against Nadal last year. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was close, wasn't it?
So close. And why can't he go one better this year? We obviously got him, but this is why it's so sad. We got the two people who have come closest, really, to winning Grand Slams, and they're gonna potentially meet in the semi-final. We don't want to curse any more people.
Yeah, it's a shame. Neither of them are going to make. Not both of them can make a final again, but one of them has a chance of doing it. And like you said, the semi-final we do want to see would be Medvedev team. Not everyone. I'm sure there's people in the comments who would like to see Rublev, de Minaur for sure. But yeah, I just feel like with the Alex de Minaur team match, I don't think that's as straightforward as what people are making out. I think Alex de Minaur.
It's your man.
He's my man. I tipped him for the tournament. He's my dark horse. Mate, I'm quite happy. I got one get all the way to the quarterfinals. That's good.
Mate, that's
an improvement to usual. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough match for Thiem. It depends how he plays. If he plays like he did in that final 2 sets against Felix, where he completely just played him off the court, then I think he'll be fine. I think he'll get it done relatively quick against him. But I don't know. Is he going to do that? What team are we going to see? Now we get into the crunch time. We've seen what he's like in the crunch situation. Granted, last year he did really well in the beginning of this year in the Australian Open against Nadal, when he won the semi-final there.
Yeah,
is he going to do it again? Like, I don't know. These are the pressure moments, and we've seen Thiem bottle it before.
Yes,
bottle it's a strong word, bottle, but he's got that in him, doesn't it?
Up against.
I think to be fair, I think he should be okay against de Minaur. But then the next one, it's Medvedev. That's even tougher. Or Rublev.
Or Rublev. Either one is tough. But remember, Thiem has a winning record against everybody in this tournament. So he has that on his side mentally. Alex de Minaur, though, as we know, I reckon the thing he needs to do, if he's going to beat Dominic Thiem, he has to have crazy variety. We all know that one thing I was looking at when he was playing Felix Auger-Aliassime is he does the same type of play that he does on the clay. He is about 2 meters behind the baseline.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's still back there. I don't know what he's doing back there, but and all of the serves that Felix was doing are just playing into his hands. You're just hitting it to him every time, and he can get it back easily. I think he's the perfect person. Underarm serve him every time. Like, keep him back there. There you go. Underarm serve. Let's see you get to the net. And just keep him guessing. He needs to be kept guessing. He's a person who relies on the other person, I think, running out of ideas. And if you keep him guessing, I think that's the main thing. He will stutter, and you might grab a set off him, because that's the notice of the people that he stumbles up against. I'll tell
you what they need to do with Thiem. Get him to the net. Give him some drop shots to deal with. I know de Minaur so fast. He can get around the court anyway. He's one of the fastest players on the tour. So it's a really interesting matchup, for sure.
Look at the people that he struggled against. Even though he was so close to beating, it's the players with the most variety. Your Rafas, your Djokovic's. These are the people who really mix it up. They're people who you don't know what's coming next. And de Minaur, if he wants to win this match, has to do the same. That's my belief in that. If he tries to go fire on fire, you're going to be in for a short night, and he's going to probably power you off the court with that crazy backhand.
Well, I feel like with de Minaur, you can actually classify him as the next gen. Like, he is the new gen player. Felix, the next gen. The thing is, some of these older guys, they're not the next gen anymore. People are talking about Thiem as the next gen, mate. He's the lost gen. Him, Pablo, Carreno Busta, they're the lost gen. They're the people they thought was going to be great tennis players. Granted, they've played at the top level, and I've been a bit unfortunate having the 3 best players ever to play the game in the same era they've been playing tennis. So that's a bit unfortunate with that. However, they've still not been able to win things. And these 29 new players coming through, the new gen, next gen coming up, they've got a lot more chances, because the old big 3 are getting older. Now it's a chance for one of them to take the ball by the horns and actually go for it and win. And that's why I think it's a really interesting question. Like, I know Joel said on the chat, who will be the world number 1 next? He just used them 3 players there. But you could make a case for Tsitsipas as well. I don't know. I feel like he's not done enough really to warrant that. But out of them 3, for me, a lot of people aren't going to like it, but I think it's Medvedev. I just think mentally, he is the strongest player out of the three. And we've seen already that you need to be mentally strong at this level to be breaking through. All of these guys can play ridiculously good tennis, but can they maintain it and keep it consistent for a whole tournament or for even a whole match?
And especially for a whole year, 18 months now. But you saw Medvedev and that crazy run he went on when he was getting to the finals or winning all those ATP tournaments, which got him into that top 5 bracket. And he always has this slump, though. What is this? Like the after Christmas ate too much turkey and January slump that he has, where he starts flopping in and around.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Do you remember against Jill Simon at the beginning of the year? What, he lost 6-0, 6-1 or something? Against Jill Simon, he's like the weirdest player ever to lose by that margin by. Do you not think? It's so random.
Jill Simon, yeah, it's a very crazy. No, you never
he
know.
He got Simoned.
You never know which one's going to turn up, do you, with him?
I don't think he knows. He turns up. He's not sure what's going to happen.
He gets bageled or he bagels someone else. He doesn't know which one's going. But yeah. But I think it's right. I think maybe, like you say, I think Medvedev for consistency, and it's going to be a fight probably once all those big three drop off between him and Thiem. Medvedev has, I believe he's slightly younger than Dominic Thiem though. So he might have the longevity over Dominic Thiem. But don't be surprised if someone like an Andre Rublev give him a couple more years and he's right up there. Because he's already showing the signs. And that's very promising. He could easily get to that next level. And I think and we spoke to, obviously, Evgeny Donskoy. He was saying, just that this guy, you give him $1 billion or tennis, he's just going to pick tennis, which is just, and he was trying to train whilst he's sick. And he's trying to find ways to just play tennis all the time. He can't stop. So someone with that mentality, he's going to be there with like Dominic Thiem was similar. Like all the stories we've heard about him, never stops training, never stops playing. It's just practicing smashes for 2 hours or something ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Marchenko he was telling us.
It was just ridiculous. This is what I mean. And all the best sports people in history will all have that same mentality. You always had the talk of just like even England football or people like that. The people who stayed behind and took another 50 free kicks like David Beckham, or people who Frank Lampard always take another like 20 penalties. Everyone else is in the change room. He's there in the pouring rain. These type of people are the people who make it. And that's the difference between these people. And I think he's got that. And I think Federer realized it. And that's why he touted him to be one of the next greats.
Wait, Tarifa's cracking me up in the comments, to be fair. He was saying earlier, hope Dimanor's watching right now because we're giving our analysis on what teams should do to beat him.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's saying, it's actually a good point. I actually agree with him. Tsitsipas will become number one when he changes his coach.
Yeah, he's got to change that coach, hasn't he? He cannot have.
He's got to do something, mate. That thing, that's the only consistent thing I've seen post Corona and before Corona is that whatever happens. But when we was having normal tennis with crowds, he used to argue with his dad. Now with no crowd, he still argues with his dad. That's the only thing that's remained consistent throughout this whole problems we've had in tennis and the world. And when's it going to ever end? I feel like watching Tsitsipas's dad in the audience. He's just always got that look on his face. I feel like he is a bit of a problem dad, isn't he? For sure.
They're always, like you say, there's always something wrong. It's never quite going just right, is it? And
no.
He apparently even came out and said he likes it because he'll have an opinion and then Stefanos will disagree with him. And he said, oh, no, I like it when he disagrees with me because it shows that he's got his own mind. And I'm like, yeah, but you want somebody who's just giving you instruction on
what was he shouting out in that last game? I forget what he was shouting out.
Oh, I can't even remember.
Do you remember? It was like, no. Yeah. He was just like, he was so angry. It's funny. And John made a good point. He said Murray improved when he dropped his mum. Not literally, but yeah.
Don't. It's very true.
And Judy's another one, isn't it? It's like she's she's quite vocal, but she's very much involved for sure. She's like holding his hand while he's hitting every ball. And I think it is a bit too much. Like we've had a podcast on Djokovic's dad and his involvement. If you've not seen that already, go check it out on our channel. It's quite a good one. And we were speaking about whether we think his involvement and his like complete bitter hate for Federer was too much. And I feel like with sport in general, I think the parents need to take more of a back seat. Like growing up playing football, I used to play a lot of football. You always have the parents on the side of the pitch, and they get so involved, like telling me I can't even say on here some of the things they used to say when I was about 12 years old. But it's just too much. You don't need to do that.
Legs.
Yeah, well, a bit. It was even heavier than that, Ben. To be honest, you don't need to do that. Just chill out a bit. You want to support your child, just be supportive, but don't get too involved. At the end of the day, it's on them. And I think one of the best parents or involvement you see is actually Corey Goff's dad. So I want to give a lot of credit to him. What he does is very good. Granted, a lot of the time he's got his hands behind his face because he can't watch it. But he's just that's what a parent needs to be. I think that's the role model. All this Djokovic's dad talking about Federer and that, it's just unnecessary. It just gives a bad look, man. And
obviously Djokovic's dad, like you said, he's not the manager or anything. He's not the coach, but he's still more in the media than any other parent in tennis, probably. Always slagging off Federer. Always just giving more negative like attention to Djokovic. It doesn't give Djokovic any help into try and change his persona in the media when your dad is constantly just there. You don't even know that he's saying the things half the time, and he probably gets interviewed and just says, Federer, God, he's just never going to be to the level of my son. He's just like, how dare he say these things? You're always going to be misquoted. Doesn't matter what you say. Never speak to any press.
Just say it to Novak behind closed doors. Just call him up and just have a little chat about it. Don't have to go to the press and sell a story. It's just childish. But anyway, Sharifa was like, what Tsitsipas's dad was saying is, you don't know. That's it. You don't know.
We've got Michael Walker now talking about Uncle Tony of Rafa Nadal as well. I forgot about Uncle Tony.
Oh, gosh.
I know. There's too many family involvements with these.
We should do a podcast about just the family. It's like catching up with the Kardashians, but with tennis.
Definitely. There's too many people involved. Like, just have it separate. Yeah, come along and watch the match if you want, but just zip it. Just keep your mouth shut. I know. But yeah, should we take a look quickly? Well, obviously we haven't spoken in too much depth about the women's side. We obviously know Serena's gone through. But the other two matches, that girl keeps going through. Jen Brady, she's there storming her way through at the top. And she's looking, that's going to be a real incredible matchup between her and Osaka. That I think, well, I'm not going to say it's going to be the better semi-final or not, but I think it probably is. And
do you want to share your screen and we'll have a look?
Yeah, just one sec. I'll just pop that on.
But yeah, like you say, Brady's just I don't know, the way she's been winning as well. I saw a graphic and all of her results, that her games, they've been 6-1 or 6-2 or very like convincing wins. I think there's a few 6-3, 6-4s, but predominantly they're like 6-1, 6-2, gets it over and done with. So I feel like her fitness levels are going to be quite high for this. And not just that, her form, she's in good form. She's playing good tennis, quite obviously. And she's someone who's, you've got to watch out for sure. It's no easy game at all for her, and you don't want to be playing up against her. And she's playing next. I don't know if you've got it up now.
Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, Naomi Osaka, which is wow, what a story. I think she is still although I was saying about Jennifer Brady, she's not the one you want to play. I think Osaka is that level above still because she's been doing it for a lot more years. She just did generally, obviously, well, she's the highest paid female athlete in sport right now.
Yeah.
She has won numerous things in the past, and her tennis level, when she's on in a set, is incredible. But she's got that second set syndrome. She's able to give sets away a bit easily at times. And it just depends if she can do it for the, I don't know, can she win best of three?
Can I share something with you just quickly, just before we head to that? I just wanted to share Jen Brady's run of form, if possible.
Go for it.
Let me stop sharing that one. I'll share this one.
I'll put it back to this.
Yeah. And just so that you can see. Yeah, here we go. So I've got it up here. See if you can have a look here. Have you got it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just have a look at this. Jen Brady, this goes all the way back to, well, she was playing this exhibition stuff, and yeah, she beat Sophia Kenin. Well, I don't know how it was really working, this exhibition stuff, but look, since the exhibition, didn't drop a set, not dropped a set, not dropped a set, not dropped a set. When she lost, fair enough, then she hasn't dropped a set since. So every
Yeah, it's a bit of a
win,
shock that game, wasn't it, against Pegula? You didn't expect that coming at all.
No.
But like you say, not dropped a set. She's been winning very convincing. There's some big names in there as well. None of them are easy. Katerina Bellis, you thought that would be an easy, a hard match. Blinkova, Garcia, Kerber, Putin-Seva, all top form players. And she's just been swiping them aside. But has she played Osaka in all of this? I don't think she has.
No, the only reason I was going to say that obviously she got that one loss in there. Remember the game before was the final, and she just won a whole tournament and then went on to exactly about a day later, she plays the next tournament. So, like we say, whenever a player's just won a tournament, don't back them in the first round of the next tournament because they're probably pretty tired. They've had to play a whole week of tennis, and it probably showed there. And she got to have between the 23rd, so she had just over a week off, 9 days off. And look at the form now. Back to it again. Not dropping a set for 5 matches. And that has got to be scary coming into, well, for Osaka coming in, because Osaka's not been cleaning up in the same way. She's been dropping sets here and there. She played well in the last match, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a very, very difficult match for Osaka.
I just think Osaka's going to have too much for her. I think she's just the level above, really, in terms of quality and ability.
So you're saying Osaka to win?
Yeah, I'm going to say Osaka.
I'm saying Brady to win.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm going to go with
But one thing I do want to touch on, a bit of controversy, actually, is I'm not sure if you saw after the match Osaka's just played where she won. Was it Kenin, the last one she just played?
Who, Osaka?
Yeah, who's Osaka just played?
Shelby Rogers.
Shelby Rogers, sorry. Yeah, she's just beaten Shelby Rogers. After that match, one of the journalists was speaking to her about the names on her mask. Yes. And I thought it was a bit insensitive. I didn't actually like it. She was saying about how she was just making a thing about, like smiling and that, saying, who's the next name going to be on the mask? Every day we're guessing what name's going to be on there. I don't think she meant it in a nasty way. I don't think it was meant maliciously or in any kind of derogatory form. I just think it's a bit insensitive because these are names of people who have lost their life.
Yeah, for sure.
In a bad way, not in a not just way. So to be just frowned on the fact that, who's going to be next? Like it's a game. I just think it's a bit insensitive. I didn't like it. I thought it was not called for. People have called her up for it, which is good. Some people just saying like, it's not making a big deal out of nothing. But I do feel like it is a bit of... Osaka handled it really well, to be fair to her. She didn't make too much of a thing about it. And she handled it very maturely like she does with everything. But I just wanted to say, I thought that you need to be a bit smarter when you're doing these interviews with players and just be a bit more sensitive to the fact that the name on that thing is not just any name. It's someone's life who lost their life. Just you need to remember that at times. And
I'm sure that Jen Brady's going to be saying, don't worry, she'll only be wearing one more mask. So she's probably going to take her out in the next round. Yeah, that's probably what she's hoping anyway. But I think what she is doing is very good for the Black Lives Matter movement, and fair play to her for making a stand and just doing it in the right way. We obviously saw her trying to drop out of a tournament the week before and then coming back into the tournament again. And I think that's the right move in all of this. She's proved she can find a way to do it and do it constructively and still play tennis. Everyone wants to see her play tennis. So just do that and do it at the same time. And she's doing it. So we're getting to see some great tennis from her and potentially a US Open title if she keeps playing really well. But Jen Brady's got other ideas.
Yeah, well, so how's the match going at the moment? What's it, Mertens, Azarenka?
Oh, right. I thought you meant Rublev, Medvedev.
Oh, no, they're not playing right now, are they?
Yeah, they've just started. So there's two on serve at the moment. So it's nothing much to report currently. And there's no other matches on right now. It's just that one. There's one other match over in Turkey, but that's WTA singles.
We'll cover that on another one.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap it up there?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, we've sort of given our picks for how we think things are going to go. If everybody has been enjoying the live episodes and enjoying, joining in with the live chat and stuff like that, and thanks for sending us your questions. Share it with other people who you know love just interacting about tennis and want to get involved. We're going to probably be doing some live streaming, not commentary, but podcast for the finals of the tournament. So, yeah, join us on those as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, and leave us any questions you've got for us in the comments section. So, yeah, can't say any more than that.
Yeah, well, one thing we never actually talk about is we're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So go check us out on there too. We always forget and disregard that, and that's probably why no one really watches it. But we've been gaining a few followers on there as well, so that's brilliant.
It's creeping.
It's creeping up. But yeah, I think we'll leave you there. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you. Tomorrow, Ben? We'll do another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.